So, not only are we getting a reboot of Inspector Gadget and Danger Mouse next year, I believe, but the year after that, we are getting Disney announced that on Disney XD, a new Ducktales series will be premiering. Yay! I am so excited. Seriously, we're getting, Inspector Gadget back, we're getting Danger Mouse back, we're getting Powerpuff Girls back, and now we're getting, DuckTales, which probably, if you were, 80s, 90s kid, this was your shit. Seriously, this was on the top 10 90s cartoons that you watched. And, yeah, this is awesome. I am just so excited right now for, this actually happening. I'm ecstatic, really. Now, the big thing is, what are they going to do with this series? That's what I'm really curious about. Is that what are they going to do with this show? That's the question. That's the one question I really want to know for this one. Are they going to, actually, no, here's the better question. What kind of animation are we going to get? Because the article I read, at least the one I read, said that all it was saying was that DuckTales was being brought back in 2017. They didn't say who was behind it, who the animation studio was, or who the showrunner will be. They didn't say anything like that. They didn't say any of those things. But hopefully we'll get more news as time goes on. Still, because like I said, this is coming out in 2017. We've got 2 years, for stuff to come out, so we could get a voice cast. We could get all that. My thing is, I think some of the it would be really cool to see the actor who played Scrooge McDuck come back. But yeah, I think I think he's still alive. Yeah, yeah, I think he's still alive. Several of the voice actors are still alive, in fact. But I wouldn't mind some new blood in there as well. What else? There's just so much I'd like to talk about. I'm just trying to center myself and get some of my thoughts out there. Again, the animation production team. I have a feeling it might be CGI. It might be a CGI show, but I would like 2D. I would like 2D animation, something in the vein of the original show. And I know 2D animation costs a lot, but I think for this show, you have to go 2D, because 3D I don't think is going to work. I mean, yeah, it works for several shows, but, Transformers Prime made it really work. You also had, the current Ninja Turtles cartoon, that's CGI, and that's very well done. But for some reason, I just don't want to see CGI ducks. I really don't. Something about it, I'm just so partial to the 2D animation for, DuckTales that I just kind of want it to be 2D animation as it was in the past. And that's me just being... I know that sounds like me being a fan, and for lack of a better word, yeah, it is kind of me being a little bit of biased, but hey, I'm pretty sure some of you guys would back me up on that as well. Now, the other question is, what kind of stories are we going to get out of this? Are these going to be like the original... Is this going to be like the original DuckTales show and have a lot of standalone episodes with a few part episodes in between? Or is there going to be an overarching story arc like there is in something like Gravity Falls and a few other of Disney shows and other shows in general? So, I actually would like to see that, maybe we do get this overarching story with several of the characters, but have all these little standalone stories in between, something in the vein of Gravity Falls. But not make it like this overarching supernatural mystery type thing. I mean, seriously, DuckTales is this giant adventure series. It's pretty much if Indiana Jones was animated and had Rocket Man technology, actually, yeah, you could take the Indiana Jones idea and kind of really run with it, because you don't really have to stay in Duckburg the entire time. You can literally have, when Scrooge hears about some kind of ancient relic or some kind of treasure, you can just have him and the Huey, Dewey, and Louie just get their crap and run off. Seriously, you can do that rather than just stay in one location as so many, we see a lot of shows do. They stay in one location. But with the fun part about DuckTales is that Scrooge McDuck is friggin' rich. You can go anywhere and do almost anything. Seriously, they were into space, they time traveled, and seriously, you've got, oh god, what's his name? I cannot for the life of me remember. The guy the scientist they worked for. The scientist that worked for Scrooge. I cannot remember his name, unfortunately. I just cannot remember his name. But you also have you can also have Launchpad back in here. You could have Gizmo Duck. There's so many. And seriously, you've got to have Magica Dispel in this show. She was my favorite villain in this series, so you have got to have Magica Dispel and her cronies in this show. Seriously, if they're not in here, which I sincerely doubt they wouldn't be, I would be very displeased if, Magica just does not show up. I mean, yeah, and that's the thing, they didn't really have a lot of Rogues Gallery to DuckTales, but there were a few. Hell, I wouldn't even mind if this is a way to bring in Darkwing Duck, and you can spin Darkwing Duck out of DuckTales. They're in the same universe, so why not? Yeah, I mean, if you could do, and again, this is just me fanboying, because, hey, if DuckTales can come back, why can't, Darkwing Duck come back as well? So, what would be really cool is do something like we saw in Arrow and The Flash, where you have, DuckTales come on, be a series for a while, and then you introduce Darkwing Duck, and then, boom, spin-off. It spins off out of that. Because when you think about it, Darkwing Duck is kind of a spin-off of itself, because you already had Launchpad and Gizmo Duck and several other characters here and there from DuckTales show up. So they were in the same universe, so I don't see the big problem here of having... I would be okay if this is the way you could bring back Darkwing Duck, and I would be okay with it being a spin-off. Anyway... So, yeah, I could go on and on about this because I am just but I'm so excited, and I'm really sorry I didn't really center myself in this video and just kind of jumped everywhere and all these ideas and stuff, but I'm just so happy. And again, we don't really have much to go on, so I'm just kind of throwing stuff out there. Hopefully we'll have more details in the coming years, because again, this is coming out in 2017, I believe, so yeah, we've got some time. But in the meantime, in between that, we have the Inspector Gadget revamp, we've got Danger Mouse revamp, and we've got the Powerpuff Girls revamp next year. So we've got some, some shows coming back. I mean, yeah, we have a sudden influx of classic shows returning. Have anyone noticed that? I mean, yeah, Invader Zim came back in technically comic book form, but still, I count it as a return. So we are getting some major returns recently, yeah, there's been a sudden resurgence of shows, of classic shows. So, I really want to know what you guys think of the DuckTales reboot. Are you guys happy about it? Are you guys mad about it? What kind of animation would you like to see in it? What kind of stories would you like to see told with this? Obviously, we're not going to have dark and gritty DuckTales stories, but I wouldn't mind if they had some, themes you could play with, but don't make it too dark. Have some situations in there that we could, discuss about, you could talk about what they did with a few 90s cartoons. I mean, I'm not saying they should handle drugs or anything. I'm just saying that, handle kind of situations oh my god, these characters could die. Just have kind of situations like those, and yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling now, but but I want to send a message out to two friends of mine, and I want to see them do videos on this, because I know you're watching this. To the two people in question, I know you're watching this. To Mount Vernon Kid and Blue Goblin 01, fellow DuckTales fans. I want to see. I want to know you're in video. I want to know your thoughts on the upcoming DuckTales reboot. I want to know. I want to know what you guys think in video. I mean, if anyone out there wants to do a video as well talking about the DuckTales reboot, that's totally fine as well. I really want to see them, but two close friends of mine, Mount Vernon Kid and Blue Goblin 01, those guys were... If you think I'm a DuckTales fan, you should see those two. They are seriously more into it than they're way more into it. So I think I want to see the Blue Goblin 01, Ed's reaction to DuckTales returning, more so than Chris's, aka the Mount Vernon kid. But anyway, I'm gonna... so anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys later.